bike, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey.
You see me out here cutting up?
Man, I've been seeing you come by here all the time.
Man, I just got these things. I'm addicted to it.
That is awesome as shit, dude.
I appreciate it, man.
How much power does it have?
About 110 is what they say.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
I know you cruise when you go by.
Oh, yeah, the thing rips, man.
What is it called?
It's called a Zero.
A Zero.
Yeah, SRF is like the model.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out, brother.
Yeah, man, y'all check. Look, see the way this is exhausted?
Yeah.
I got a YouTube channel.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, exhausted, like with an X.
Yeah.
And if you just type that in YouTube, exhausted channel.
All right, I'll look you up, brother.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Give me a subscribe.
I'm actually part of the bike club, man. Come by sometime, we'll talk.
Cool, man. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna just give it a rip back to the house and I'm gonna do some footage.
All right,
So,
brother.
yeah, I'll see you, man. See if we can't get this thing to do a wheelie.
There you go.
Yeah, let's say it's kind of wet, but you know.
Yeah, mine.
All right, folks. These are some Zero SRF motorcycles. I couldn't say enough about them. They are so much fun. I just got off riding this thing, and I mean, every time I get on it, somebody talks to me like, "Hey, man, that thing's cool. Is it electric?" Because it sounds like George Jetson. I mean, it's just sick. It's just a sick little creature. A few specs on it. Everybody always asks, how much power has it got? They rate it at 110 horsepower. I think it's 80 kW. And that is enough for most people. I mean, I think that most people are gonna be pretty pleased when that thing does like a 3-second 0 to 60. I mean, and it's so tame, it's so controlled. It has traction control, wheelie control, ABS. It's on Pirellis when you buy it. Pirelli Rosso 3. Yeah, nice tires. So a little run through. This is where you charge it. It uses a J plug. Looks like this. That's a J plug. So I'm learning with you. This is all new to me too, folks. Plug it in. Your screen will pop up on the bike when it's not already 100%. It does it a little differently, but so this one's already fully charged, 100. It says range 117 miles on it with 100% charge. I was ripping it when I put it up. The best I've personally achieved in range, like metered range on the screen, is 295 miles, folks. I'm a little person. I'm pretty lightweight, pretty aerodynamic, and that was with me crouching down, like achieving high range numbers. Hypermiling, if you will.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Which is also a blast. These things reportedly cost around $1.50 to charge from dead. So if you only run it down halfway, it's gonna charge, you know, $1. Legit $1 to go 117 miles or 50 miles. I don't care. It's so much better than dishing out a ton of money, and every time I get to them, they got a full tank of gas. It's the only thing I've ever owned where every time I sit on it, it's got a full tank of gas. Really cool, really fun thing about it. Dual disc brakes on the front, real nice stuff. J1 or something like that. J1. Showa forks and suspension. The belt is something that I've heard that Gates is very proud of. It's direct drive, so it's just a pulley on an electric motor to a wheel, gear reduction style. I believe the motor is good for about 8,000 RPMs roughly. Maybe one day Zero will get with me and we can maybe tweak these things. Software is obviously reducing their torque output. But with that being said, like I said before, everybody else in the world is gonna probably be happy with the bike the way it is, because it's a real repeatable, reliable ripper. The difference between these two bikes, if you can, you know, notice the details. One has mirrors, one does not. This is a Bose speaker. That's my sound tuner on the front of the bike there with zip ties. It works great because the bike's so quiet you can hear it easily at 45 mile an hour. I've lowered this bike just by, legit just loosening it and dropping the forks. Dropping the fork about an inch equated to an inch and a quarter or so of lowering effect, like measured from the headlight. I did pull the fender so that I won't have a headlight to fender clearance issue there. I don't believe that my weight is gonna ever bring the fork down far enough to actually hit the headlight to the tire, so I think I'm okay. A heavier rider might not be able to get away with that. And then it's just an adjustable, like a typical coilover to lower the rear to match. So this bike is an inch and a quarter lower, which gives the lesser tilt to the kickstand. When you get on the bike, it's really noticeable. But I'll give you another little rider rundown style thing here. So, all right, so now we're on. Run through the buttons and the items on the gauge pod here. I have mine set to range, state of charge, motor temperature, and instant watt hours per mile. So the instant watt hours per mile is telling you how many miles you're gonna get for your watt hours. Similar to a mile per gallon meter if you had a gas bike. It's really cool. When I'm running around 38, if I go down to a full aero mode, I am under 50 watt hours per mile, which I think is absolutely remarkably efficient for today's technology. Both of these bikes I did buy brand new from Go Power Sports in Raleigh. Go talk to Seb. It was, no joke, the purchase that has made me happier than any purchase I've ever made. So the rundown on the buttons, that's high beam, flash is pull, push out is keep. Your modes are going to be controlled by this button. You push it in, and then, well, we're not running right now, so when it's idling, the screen's going to be different. But this allows you to go from preference to battery to performance to data. And then in preferences, you've got brightness and contrast, trip, A and B, gauges, so you can adjust what you want your gauges to be. The gauge options are actually pretty nifty. Got state of charge, estimated range, motor temp, battery temp, efficiency, efficiency trip, efficiency life, RPM, and an empty slot there. So I'm using the ones that are marked on the right side. So now I'm gonna put the kickstand up, and that will put me idling. That green light right there means this thing's running. If I hit the throttle right now, it moves. So now when you hit the mode button, it does something different. You hold the mode button down for about 3 seconds. Sport is flashing. I go to the right, I'm in street mode if I hold the button down. Eco mode. Eco mode limits you to about 75 mile an hour or so, and regen is pretty harsh on it. Rain mode, you can't spin a wheel if you were riding through axle grease when this thing is in rain mode. It's amazing. If you put it in sport mode, which is I leave it in sport mode, it will spin. When you change the traction control, which is you hold this mode button to the right for about 3 seconds, traction will blink, and you can go rain traction while being in sport mode. You can go off. If it's raining and that's off, be careful, because this thing is an electric motor. When you hit the throttle, it goes, and then you have a street traction option. But I really prefer the way that it acts in sport. The bike is just, it's a really neat tune. I think Zero did a fine job on it. Another thing, cruise control. That's great. Cruise control is great. So that's pretty much what I really use. Turn signal button, left, right, push to off. Horn's really loud on it. ABS is great. You can clamp it. You can totally just freaking grip it. It will not flip over frontward. I haven't tried to do that with traction control off. I'm not quite daring enough yet. Don't know that I will at all. There's a key in the side of these bikes. And you got this humongous compartment. I mean, it's like deep, elbow deep. Got 2 USBs, got an OBD2, and it's covered. Really, really well fastened as well. It doesn't feel like it's gonna just snap if you put something in here. I have brought home like cartons of milk, eggs, you know, everything. If it fits, it ships. The lid closes real good. It's got like a really nice rubber seal. There you go, you riding. No gas tank, no exhaust pipe, burn your leg on. No clutch, you got the time. No gears, you got the change. It's just like a golf cart that'll run 120 something, 125, and get to 60 in 3 seconds and get to 100 in about 6. Or no, 7 with me on it. 7 second, 100 mile an hour. First try. It doesn't take a good driver to do it. It's really neat. I've never ridden a motorcycle, so it says a lot. And these things, oh yeah, slightly other changes and modifications. This is the license plate assembly. I didn't personally prefer. I think a lot of people love it, cafe racer type deal. I ditched that, went to this, and I like it better. License plate light is still right there. It's fine. I just like it better. You can see the whole tire. Yes, if I ride it in the rain, I'll probably get wet, and that's okay. But yeah, relocated all that and lost significant weight. This bike, I think, is close to 15 pounds lighter than it was, you know, with all the other stuff on it. I got a pile of stuff that was on it. Yeah, relocated the reflector to the rear where the crash bar deal is. Just didn't like it. I just like it more black, and it's pretty tight. I'll take it. Oh yeah, another feature. This seat comes off really quick and has a helmet lock built into it. So there's the key for that. Right inside there. Return. Seat slides forward. You got a little pocket. Keep this in there. Registration stuff. But yeah, a little more storage. And when you put your helmet in this thing, this does take a rocket scientist at times. Because you would think you would just tie your loop like when it's on your head sometimes and just hang it, but you actually take a D-ring and put the D-ring like so. There he goes on that little hook. Put your seat back on, helmet can't go nowhere. So that's cool, you ain't gotta carry your helmet with you. Major plus. So yeah, those are some of the quick features on these bikes. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm exhausted. Brandon is the man. He's doing all this editing on these things and cutting out all my nonsense, and I really appreciate the dude. Yeah, we'll get him in the next video. I'm gonna race him. But anyway, peace out, folks. I'm Steven. We're exhausted.
Tell me, why do I still feel so